Today we'll explore some of the most evil animal science experiments ever conducted. Let's begin. Number 15. Forced cannibalism experiments. In a frightening experiment at the University of California, Irvine, rats had to eat each other because they were crowded together and there wasn't enough food. The point of this study was to look into how overcrowding affects behavior, but the way the animals were treated raised major ethical concerns. Number 14. Traumatic lobotomies on chimpanzees. In the 1970s, American neuroscientist Robert Heath did a controversial study on how brain surgery affects behavior by giving chimps lobotomies. Many people have said that these studies were unethical because they hurt the animals in ways that can't be fixed. Number 13. Heartbreaking separation studies. At the University of Wisconsin-Madison in the 1950s, Harry Harlow did a heartbreaking research by separating baby monkeys from their mothers and giving them fake mothers made of wire and cloth. Researchers wanted to find out how important maternal care is for social and cognitive development, but these tests made the monkeys very sad. Number 12. Pregnant mothers force-fed Viagra-like pills. Animals like dogs, mice, rabbits, and chickens have been force-fed or injected with pills that look like Viagra. It has been done to pregnant animals to give them the drug so that they would get preeclampsia. The babies that they had were then killed and cut up, either before or shortly after birth. Number 11. Octopuses were given MDMA. It's not true that octopuses are less developed than humans, but some researchers seem to think that they are. Researchers in the US took a mother octopus and her eggs from the ocean so that they could test mental drugs on her babies. The octopuses were kept alone in small tanks for 7 months before being moved to a different location and kept in buckets with fake seawater. The drugs MDMA were then forced into their bodies through their gills. The researchers said that their crazy study sets the stage for more tests of psychiatric drugs on these smart, mysterious marine animals. This is true even though animal tests don't always give accurate results that can be used on people. Number 10. Scientist ate a shrew.
Yuck!
Some pretty gross tests have been done by scientists over the years, but the man who ate a shrew is one of the worst. In 1994, 2 strong-stomached scientists wanted to see what would happen if one of them ate, digested, and pooped out a northern short-tailed shrew. Brian D. Crandall and Peter W. Stahl, 2 scientists from New York, took great care to get the shrew ready to eat. Their study, Human Digestive Effects on a Micromammalian Skeleton, says that they started by taking the shrew's skin off and taking out its guts. They then lightly boiled it before one of the 2 scientists swallowed the body without eating it. But that wasn't the end of their test. They chose to look at what was left of the shrew after it had been swallowed and pooped out. But even though the bones of the rat were looked at very carefully, not all of them made it out the other end. A big jawbone, 4 molar teeth, a lot of the shrew's leg and foot, all but one of its 31 vertebrae, and a big chunk of its brain were among the missing body parts. Given that the carcass was swallowed whole without taking a bite, the scientists were amazed by what they discovered. They say in their study that any damage happened when the bodies were processed internally. Number 9. Misc mice rats tests. Rats and mice are used a lot in scientific studies because they are small, live short lives, and can have many babies quickly. Each year, more than 100 million of them die in the name of scientific discovery. Many of these experiments are cruel and don't add anything to the field of science. These poor animals are given terrible tumors and illnesses, kept on hot plates, have limbs cut off for no reason, and have surgery without the right kind of anesthesia. Rats and mice are also often used in university labs so that students can repeat studies that have already been done. This is a behavior that is completely pointless and redundant. You don't have to use animals, torture them, or kill them to teach and learn about scientific results. Number 8. Breeding diseases. Some schools, like the Royal Veterinary College in Hertfordshire and Texas A&M University, breed animals that have diseases. In their cases, they raise dogs that have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It is cruel to breed dogs with diseases that will kill them, and these dogs will never know a caring, comforting home. They live their whole lives in cold, metal cages, and the only people who come close to them are lab experts who examine them in private. Researchers say they are trying to find a fix for this disease because it is a good cause, but so far, Their efforts have not been successful and don't look good. A scientific review actually says that results from DMD dog studies have so far failed to translate to patients because of unavoidable physiologic differences between animals and humans. Number 7. Poisoning. It's not just the Royal Veterinary College in Hertfordshire and Texas A&M University that like to study dogs like beagles and hounds. These breeds are popular in animal labs because they are small and easy to train. In fact, in the US alone, over 70,000 beagles are put through tests every year. As with all lab animals, these dogs are kept in metal cages and have to go through horrible treatments. They are made to eat poisonous substances and have grotesque surgeries and device implants as part of experiments. The company that paid for these experiments has thankfully stopped testing on dogs, but similar work is still being done in many places around the world. Number 6. Eye and skin irritation test. Many makeup brands still test on rabbits in cruel ways. Even though cruelty-free brands are becoming more and more common, an eye and skin irritation test is the most common type. This involves holding the rabbit still and putting the products in its eyes and on its skin. The product's response can lead to things like ulcers, bleeding, and loss of sight. These rabbits often live in uncomfortable cages and are treated like objects instead of living things when they are not being experimented on. Not only are these tests cruel, but they're also not needed at all. You don't have to torture rabbits to make great products. Many drugstores and high-end brands have shown this. Number 5. Sex experiments on sparrows. At Louisiana State University, Christine Latin takes sparrows from where they normally live, injects them with sex hormones, lets them go, and then scares them by calling out to them like they are being chased. The birds, who are very social and only want to raise and care for their young, can get very upset by these sounds. At the end of the breeding season, Latin catches all the birds and their babies, kills them all, and then takes their brains to study. Number 4. Brain mangling tests on owls. Scientists at Johns Hopkins University cut barn owls' heads open and put electrodes in their brains. The owls were then made to look at screens for hours every day and were constantly hit with noises and lights. The lab says that this will help us learn more about attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in people. Number 3. Menopause tests on marmosets. A lab at the University of Massachusetts, UMass, does painful surgeries on female marmosets to study menopause in people, even though marmosets don't go through it. Scientists cut holes in the heads of marmosets, put electrode leads through their bellies, and tie them up with zip ties to keep them from moving. Scientists take out these sensitive monkeys' ovaries physically and then put hand warmers on them to make them feel like they are going through menopause. Number 2. Sepsis experiments on mice. In labs across the US, cruel sepsis tests are done on mice that remind us of the scary movie The Human Centipede. Researchers can stitch mice together along their bodies and inject them with toxins to make them get sepsis. They can also puncture the animal's intestines so that feces and bacteria can leak into their stomachs, put a stent in their colons so that feces can leak out continuously into their bodies, or use other horribly cruel methods. Even though a major study from 2013 showed that sepsis experiments on mice don't apply to people because sepsis is a different disease in mice, this is still the case. Number 1. Elizabeth Murray's monkey fright experiments. Elizabeth Murray, an experimenter at the National Institute of Health, NIH, uses government money to scare smart and social monkeys. She cuts monkeys' heads open and injects poisons inside to kill brain cells or take out parts of their brains for her weird emotional responsiveness tests. After putting the animals in a cage where they can't hide or get out, she shows them their worst fears, a fake but realistic-looking rubber snake or spider, just to see how they respond, and she kills them when she's done with them. Records that PETA got show that Murray did these tests on 132 monkeys just in 2019. All of the animals she has used in her cruel experiments have been hurt and traumatized very badly. The records show that 72 of these monkeys were used in studies that are known to hurt people. We hope this video has opened your eyes to the complexities of animal research and its impact on both animals and humans. What are your thoughts on these experiments? Do you believe they are necessary for scientific advancement, or do the ethical concerns outweigh the benefits? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Thank you for watching.